everyone, welcome back to our Mental Health Monday video, and today we are going to be talking about ADD and ADHD. So according to the DSM-5, attention deficit disorder is a persistent pattern of inattention and or hyperactivity/impulsivity that interferes with functioning or development as characterized by the following. Often fails to give close attention to details or makes careless mistakes in schoolwork, at work, or during other activities. So that's overlooking or missing minor details. Often has difficulty sustaining attention in tasks or play activities. Often does not seem to listen when spoken to directly. Often does not follow through on instructions and fails to finish work, chores, or duties. Often has difficulty organizing tasks and activities, having kind of a cluttered, messy, disorganized workspace, backpack if it's for someone younger. Often avoids, dislikes, or is reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort. Often loses things necessary for tasks or activities. School materials, pens, pencils, keys, wallet, phone. Is often easily distracted by extraneous stimuli. So this can be, unrelated thoughts really rushing through your head, multiple different things at once. Is often forgetful in daily activities. So this is a prime example. Leaving the cap off the hair gel every single morning, even though you know every morning it's something you're going to use and every morning you need to put the cap back on. If you're consistently leaving it off no matter what, that points more toward ADD. Now, when we talk about the hyperactivity portion of it, this includes people who fidget or tap, squirming around in their seat, kind of looking restless. Often leaves in situations where they are expected to remain seated. So the hyperactivity side really makes it hard for people to sit in prolonged situations. People with the hyperactivity find themselves moving around a whole lot, feeling just really restless, trying to move all over the place. Unable to engage in leisure activities quietly. So people with ADHD have a really hard time coming down and engaging in those soothing activities. Often feeling on the go or feeling as though you are driven by a motor. Talking excessively, blurting out an answer before her question has been completely asked. Having a hard time waiting for your turn, and often interrupts or intrudes on others, such as butting into conversations, cutting people off, things of that nature. So what can you do if you're dealing with ADD or ADHD? So there are a couple different options. First of all, lists are going to be one of your best friends, even if you find them overwhelming. So if you start your day and you find yourself doing something and all of a sudden you get sidetracked because there's something else you find yourself wanting to do, that's a sign that it's time to make a list. So just take a moment and breathe. Grab a little book, grab a little journal, open it up, and immediately write down the thing that you were compelled and distracted to do. You've got that written down, go back to what you were doing, put the book aside. You find yourself pulled or distracted towards something else, put it on the list, but don't turn your full attention toward it. The goal is to keep focused on the task at hand. Another really good technique for people that have ADHD is the Pomodoro technique. So the Pomodoro technique is designed to really help you be able to complete tasks that you find overwhelming or that require more than just 5 to 10 minutes. So this is a really good technique if you're trying to get, a paper written for school, or if you're trying to sit down and organize things. Anything that's a long-term duty or task that you have trouble focusing with, this is going to work really well. So how does it work? So first of all, you're going to choose the task, and then you're going to set a 25-minute timer. You can use your phone, you can use, the kitchen stove, whatever it is that you need to use. The goal is to have a 25-minute timer. Then you go ahead and you work on that task diligently for 25 minutes. It may be a struggle for some people, as you may almost feel like you're crawling out of your skin. You've got to check the timer. You've got to do something else. But you really, really want to see if you can get your brain to focus on the task at hand, knowing that there is a timer that will alert you when your time is up. So when the time is up, what do? We take a 5-minute break. So completely walk away from whatever the activity is that you're doing and go and take a genuine break. What is a break? A break is not dealing with any stimuli in that moment that is going to cause your brain to become distracted when we talk about it in this context. So take a break, go for a little walk. If you need to scroll through your phone for a minute, go outside, whatever it is, completely away from the task. After the 5 minutes, you come back and you set another 25-minute timer. We're going to do this for 4 rounds. So 4 rounds of a 25-minute timer, working on the activity, and then a 5-minute break. On the 5th time, we're going to go ahead and extend it to 30 minutes. And afterwards, we're going to take a 30-minute break. So what this does is this allows our brain to start to understand that tasks and duties are not endless. We will eventually be able to stop what we're doing and change our focus to something else. So again, this is called the Pomodoro technique, and I highly recommend using this if you struggle with paying attention to tasks and things that you have to get completed. Also, with people with ADHD really benefit from sensory comfort areas. So weighted blankets are a really, really good option for people who have the hyperactivity and struggle to sit still. I highly recommend 20 pounds or heavier for adults. For kids or teenagers, 15 pounds is fine. And you just want to kind of figure out how to lay the blanket across yourself where it can apply the most pressure so that it can help start to bring down some of that excess energy. I also recommend working out or finding a way to get rid of some of that excess energy. It doesn't have to be anything extensive. It can be anything from taking brisk walks to doing weights. Anything that kind of helps get that excess out is going to be really beneficial in helping your brain start to calm down and be able to redirect. Something else that's really good with ADHD is taking walks. I know it sounds very simple. It's kind of when we talk about breathing, everyone says, oh yeah, breathing. Walking, same thing. Really try and find time if you have ADHD or ADD to go for walks. Why? It allows you to be out somewhere with no specific point, purpose, or destination. So all you can do is focus on the fact that you are walking. This gives you time to kind of clear your head. You're getting out that energy and you're not limited by a constricted space around you. So I highly recommend going outside if you can and taking long walks whenever it is that you're struggling with multiple things pulling your attention. So again, ADHD can be a struggle for a lot of people. It is not a life sentence. There are several ways that you can find to work through having this. I always highly recommend that if this is a concern for your children, that you go ahead and talk to their pediatrician as soon as you have those concerns. And typically they will talk to the school, the daycare. Everyone will give a little bit of their input on what's going on with the child. And from there, they can determine if the kid does or does not have ADHD and what the best courses of treatment are. For those of us who are adults, again, there are several different methods that we can use. If you really feel overwhelmed by your lack of focus, you can talk to either a psychiatrist or your medical doctor about this. And there are certain medications that they can prescribe to help with focus. And again, medication is a complete choice for each individual to make on their own. So that's all I have for today for my ADHD, and I will see you all next Monday. And don't forget, mental health matters.